Good evening. This is a meeting of the Borough Council. Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times, and by posting with the Borough of Highlands Municipal Building and filing with the Borough Clerk on January 1st, 2023. Items listed on the agenda are subject to change. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'll take roll call. Councilmember Cervantes.
Here.
Councilmember Shalak. Here. Councilmember Melnick. Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Brouillon.
Here.
At this time, we have the approval of minutes for April 19, 2023. Meeting minutes. Are we ready?
I will second.
Councilmember Cervantes.
Yes.
Councilmember Shalak.
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick. Council President Olszewski. Mayor Brouillon.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve minutes. At this time, we have public hearing on proposed ordinance 23-10, a bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and the acquisition of various capital equipment appropriating $3,035,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,979,193 bonds and notes to finance portion of the cost thereof, authorized in and by the Borough of Highlands in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey.
Before we open it to the public, are there any questions or inputs? Questions? Patrick, could you just briefly go over why we're doing this bond ordinance?
So on page 1 there, it kind of goes through all the different items that we're looking to be acquiring. So one of it's infrastructure Bayside Drive. I do want to point out, on that one project alone, it's a $560,000 cost, but $246,000 and change is coming in from NJDOT grants. So we're having some grant money coming in there. And I also see that we're getting some open space grant money of about $149,000 onto another project, and about another $75,000 from the local recreation improvement grant. So a lot of this is not level borne by the town, it's also shared by other government agencies, the help funds the projects.
Just that people are aware, even though we get the grant, we have to lay out the money first, and then we get the grant after the project has been completed, that reimbursement. So with no further questions from the table, I'll open it to the public. If anyone has any questions on this bond ordinance or the improvements throughout the borough. Okay, seeing no questions, I will close the public portion, and I will offer this ordinance.
Councilmember Cervantes.
Yes.
Councilmember Shalak.
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick. Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Brouillon.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt this ordinance on second and final reading. On tonight's agenda for resolutions, we have the public hearing to begin on the 2023 municipal budget.
Before we get to that hearing, we have a resolution that's going to make a slight amendment to the budget. So if I can offer that now and ask for a second.
I second.
And I'll just note again that we do need to read that.
Yep.
And then
It's yours.
I have it very handy.
Can you, yeah, I'll just read it.
I know.
Borough of Highlands, Monmouth County, New Jersey, resolution to amend the 2023 budget. Whereas the calendar year 2023 budget was approved on the 15th day of March 2023, and whereas the public hearing on said budget will be held as advertised, and whereas it is desired to amend said approved budget, now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Highlands, County of Monmouth, that the following amendments to the approved calendar year 2023 budget be made. Number 8, current fund budget. A, operations with caps, workman's compensation, from $250,000 to $243,225. Gasoline and diesel fuel, from $100,000 to $98,325. Total operations, item 8A, with caps, $8,164,117 to $8,155,667. Total operations, including contingent within caps, from $8,174,117 to $8,165,667. In the detail, we have other expenses, including contingent, from $4,464,117 to $4,455,667. E, deferred charges and statutory expenditures, municipal, within caps. Public employee retirement system, from $122,985 to $124,794. Police and Firemen's Retirement System of New Jersey, from $427,046 to $433,327. Total deferred charges and statutory expenditures, municipal within caps, from $716,031 to $724,121. H-1, total general appropriations for municipal purposes within caps, from $8,890,148 to $8,898,238. A, operations excluded from caps. Public Employees Retirement System, $6,371 to $4,562. Police and Firemen's Retirement System of New Jersey, from $56,951 to $50,670. Gasoline and diesel fuel, from $0 to $1,675. Workman's compensation, from $0 to $6,775. Total other operations excluded from caps, $385,790 to $386,150. Total operations excluded from caps, $1,346,166.36 to $1,346,526.36. Detail other expenses, from $1,331,166.36 to $1,346,526.36. H2, total general appropriations for municipal purposes excluded. $3,342,163.45 to $3,342,523.45. O, total general appropriations excluded from caps, $3,342,163.45 to $3,342,523.45. Be it further resolved that 2 certified copies of the resolution will be filed forthwith to the State Office of Director of Division of Local Government Services for certification of the calendar year 2023 budget, so amended. Finished. May we have a motion to adopt? Or are we going to?
I make a public to adopt. Second.
Councilmember Cervantes.
Yes.
Councilmember Shalak.
Yes.
Councilmember Melvin.
Just before voting, just briefly explain what the rationale for that amendment was, like what.
I have that. Sure, so, at the time that the budget was introduced to the time that the budget got adopted, the state legislators came through. A lot of towns were having issues with their budgets. We were not one of them. That whole change, by the way, did not change taxes at all. It just moved monies from within the cap to outside of the cap. I think it was only a $400 adjustment.
Negative one, just want to make sure you got it.
It sure was, right. So this puts us in compliance with the new laws that just recently came out. Apologies for that. That's the timing of it all, and great job reading it.
Thank you.
I vote yes, thank you.
Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt Resolution 23-107. At this time, we have the public hearing on the budget amendment. On the budget. Okay. Sorry. No,
Does
on the budget.
anyone have any questions on the municipal budget for 2023? Before we put it out to the public hearing.
Just one real quick question.
Go ahead.
Is this fourth year in a row that the overall tax rate is going down? Just my numbers go back to 2019, it's like we're down
Yeah, it's
4 years. in a row.
4 years.
Thank you. Great. Thanks.
No other question? Okay, then I'll open up to the public. If anyone has any comment on the 2023 budget. Seeing no comments, I'm going to close the public portion.
Vote on the budget.
And, well, isn't that the next one, number 6? Yeah. And so for our 23-108, approving the 2023 budget, I will offer that and look for a second.
Second.
Councilmember Cervantes.
Yes.
Councilmember Shalak.
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick.
Yes. great.
Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt Resolution 23-108. Councilmember Melnick? Did you have a comment?
No?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say you had a comment.
Thank you, thanks.
Okay, sorry.
Read mine.
Okay. At this time, we have a consent agenda.
Before I make an offer on the consent agenda, I would like to remove the payment to Seacoast Construction from the payment of bills, as we are not going to close out that project when they still have to rectify the peeling paint situation. So can I get a second to get that removed?
Second.
Second by Mr. Melnick?
Councilmember Cervantes.
Yes.
Councilmember Shalak.
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick.
Yes.
Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to amend Resolution 23-118 to remove Seacoast construction payment.
And with that, I would like to offer the amended consent agenda.
I will second. Oh, Karen.
I'll second. Sorry, sir.
You got it.
Councilmember Cervantes.
Yes.
Councilmember Chalak.
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick.
Yes.
Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Brion.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt amended consent agenda. On our agenda tonight, we have other business, the invalidation of Inlet Cafe ABC corporate structure change.
Mr. Ball, if you could,
I will take it away.
There you go.
I'll ask Chief to come up. And if you raise your hand, do you swear from the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And so, Chief, we're here tonight to present the background and investigation of the application for a liquor license corporate structure change for the Inlet Cafe. And I would just ask you to give an overview of the application itself, what they're asking for, and the police department's investigation in this matter.
So, the police department is charged with investigating, amongst other things, the applicant, or in this case, the owner of who's buying into the license, and their source of funding. So we have to determine if they're disqualified for a criminal reason or something like that, and where the source of funding comes from. In this case, we're going to the corporate structure change of the Inlet Cafe Incorporated. And it's for references our license number 1317-33-007-003. So back in June of 2022, a gentleman named Frank Rizzuto applied. He filed the application, a 12-page application with the clerk. The clerk in turn filed that with the ABC, looking to do a corporate structure change in the Inlet Cafe, where Douglas Lentz would own 24% of the liquor license, Robin Lentz Sundstrom would own 16%, should be a shareholder, and my 5 sons Inlet LLC would be 60% shareholder. Frank Rizzuto is 100% owner of my 5 sons LLC. So with that, we give a standard form that we get from the ABC themselves, and it's a application procedure, and it lists how the procedure is going to take place and what we're looking for from the applicant. And it goes into 3 years of tax returns, 18 months of bank statements, a copy of any application for mortgages and notes being held by the seller, financial institution information, a copy of the floor plan, a copy of the applicant's New Jersey sales tax certificate. So we really go in depth, and we want to look at the applicant to decide whether or not they are qualified to own a liquor license. So back on June 20th, I met with Frank Rizzuto myself. He signed the document. I got a copy of it. He took a copy of it. And I said, as soon as you get information, all the information, let us know. A few months went by. He returned. I have Officer Harshgrove here with me. He's sitting in the Officer Harshgrove is newly our new ABC officer, so he did a lot of the investigation with me because he's new, so I was involved in it from the start. So Mr. Rizzuto presented us with a lot of those documents, but a lot of those documents were missing. So we told him, hey, we're working with him, and get him to us whenever you can, as soon as possible. So a little bit of time went by, and we got some more documents, and then he was sending emails. We were sending emails. It turns out that his email wasn't working. He didn't know this, so we asked him to come in for a meeting. He came in for a meeting. We have a recording of that meeting. We recorded the meeting. During a meeting with myself, Officer Harshgrove, and Mr. Rizzuto, we asked, where did you get the money? And we're talking about $500,000. That's what the cost was for the sale. He told us originally that his friend won the lottery. That's what he was telling us originally, and he gave him the money. When we brought him in, he said that his friend, in fact, got the money from the SBA. So we said, okay, he got the money from the SBA and in turn gave it to you. He said, yes, 100%. That's what happened. That's where his friend got the money. So we said we needed to see documentation from his friend, how he obtained the money from the SBA. So shortly thereafter, he came in with a closing document from the SBA. And this closing document from the Small Business Administration lists a company called 1490 Meat Corp. The 1490 Meat Corp is based out of Staten Island, New York. And there's a gentleman named David Sheehadat, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, is the president of that company. From the documents that we received from Mr. Rizzuto, we can see that the $500,000 was transferred to an attorney trust account. We see from David Sheehadat, he provided us with the company's bank account information as well. We see from the 1490 Corporation, the money came in, and the money went out to the attorney's office. They received the EID loan, and it's an emergency injury disaster loan. It's COVID money, at least in the way it's on COVID. So they received $1,700,000. So while we're looking over the documents, there's a few things, and it's not really relevant to this, but just to give you some background. just about every license in town. The liquor license is under one LLC, the business is another LLC, and usually the property is another property. It's very common. That is happening here. So we had a meeting with and myself, and we put it up on the whiteboard, but we wanted to see there's so many involvements here. How does this one tie into this one? How does this one tie into this one? He broke that all down for us, and we see that the money came from the SBA. Now we need to look possibly at the person who loaned him the money, because now he has an interest in the liquor license itself. Once we looked into the loan itself, we contacted the SBA. And myself and Mr. Hargrove, we spoke to the SBA. In this loan, we have the loan documents. Mr. Rizzuto received the EIDL loan from the Small Business Administration at 3.5% interest. That's what he has to pay back the government. I'm sorry, his 1490 lender. He received the loan from the government. He in turn took the government's money and lent it to Mr. Rizzuto 15%. Now obviously, you can't take the government's money and make money on the government, right? So we contacted the SBA, because we have that's all in our documents. Contacted the SBA, who told us 100% that this money is not intended to be used, it's not allowed. The ideal loan is to further that business itself. It can't be used to expand the business, it can't be used to buy other businesses. So we had Zoom meetings with the Small Business Administration. We had back and forth emails, we had documentation that this type of loan with their money was not permitted. Therefore, from our standpoint, that's disqualified. That makes that money disqualified. He cannot use that money to purchase this license. So we went back and forth. There's also just put it out there. There's federal law enforcement agencies that are investigating this as well. Obviously, you can't use it, right? So we met with those other law enforcement agencies as well. Not on our end, it's on the lender side, right? So we had many conversations with Mr. Rizzuto. I spoke to his attorney a few times, and now we also have, there's a second party, which is the other two parties, which is Mr. Lentz and his sister, who are also part of this. We spoke to their attorneys as well throughout this process. It's his responsibility to get the information. Well, something said we're not chasing him out. Finally, it came to a point, he said, listen, we can't use this money. And he said, okay. Can I try to secure it from somebody else? 100%. If that's what you want to do, we're going to give you time to do that. If you get it from Wells Fargo, you get it from your uncle, whatever, however you get the money, we need to see this illegal loan satisfied. And then then we'll move forward. That's all we were looking for. And he failed to do that. So we gave him, I think in February, we had that document too. I gave him, I said, listen, we can't keep this going. I'm going to give you 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Came and went, and told him we're going to have to hopefully, this is what the procedure was going to be, we're going to now for the structure change. I spoke to him as early as 3 o'clock today. Talking about 3 o'clock today, he told me he wasn't coming. He told me that his attorney wasn't coming. And he was very happy that we worked with him as much as we did. We gave him every opportunity to get the money. Liquor license investigations are a little different than criminal investigations, right? We try to help people, but at the end of the day, this is the case and we have to take action. So that's basically where we're at right now. He told me today he has not seen the funding. As I told him, he wanted to see if he get a letter from the bank today and get it by 4 o'clock. We'll accept it. I told him he'd have up until this day to come up with funding, and that's not the case.
It's very comprehensive. So ultimately, it's the department's position that as the source of funds remains an ineligible source of funds, they cannot proceed with that corporate structure change. Is that right? And I'll just note here procedurally, the corporate structure change application is quite the same as an ordinary liquor license application. Normally, you make an application and the governing body ultimately offers a resolution approving or denying that application. The corporate structure change procedure actually winds up basically automatically going through unless there's an issue, and then we come to a hearing like we're having right now to retroactively go back and invalidate that application. So what we'll be asking the governing body to consider tonight is a motion to invalidate that corporate structure change effective on today's date, and then additionally authorizing our office to prepare a resolution for the next meeting memorializing that resolution. But however, before we do go to a vote, I do see some members of the public may not be interested in this application. I would just give them an opportunity, if they wish, to present anything in favor or against.
Hi, good evening. Michael Halfaker, attorney Perry, on behalf of Shell Lansing Systems. I just have procedural questions. I know you involved with the ABC, I assume, about.
Absolutely.
Very unusual situation.
Correct.
Will Mr. Lenz now have to file a corporate structure change to put it back into his name, or is it like this structure change will never happen?
My understanding is that it's completely invalidating the application for corporate structure change, so it would revert back. I'll defer to the ABC if they take a different position, but that's my understanding of how it works.
And most likely I'll have a conversation with them in the next few days to determine if he has to file a default page or if it goes back to the old one.
Yeah, I would interpret it as Attorney Wall said, which is, it's like it's never happened. They're gonna end up in somewhere else, I imagine, to solve their problems, but, thank you. Chief, did you prepare a written report?
We have a written report.
Is that available for the parties?
I would defer to Mr. Ball, Mr. Evans, for discovery on this.
I probably just need to see it first, but we can consider that and get it to you.
And I'm okay with redactions, it's just the substance of the investigation. Thank you.
Seeing no other comment, I would ask the body to consider that motion.
I'm sorry, there's any other questions?
I don't, very comprehensive. Thank you.
And just other than the exception of the the funding source without elevation, this all sounds very right in terms of the procedures. It's nothing subjectively outside investigation. All of this sounds like.
No, and like I said, he expressed it to the people. It just, it is what it is.
Yep, that's exactly. Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you, Chief.
Mayor, can we just ask the attorney to repeat the motion? Thank
Motion to
you.
invalidate the corporate structure change application as of today's date, and authorizing my office to prepare a resolution memorializing that the upcoming.
I'll make that motion.
Councilmember Cervantes. Councilmember Shalat.
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick. Yes. Council President Olszewski. Yes. Mayor Bouillon.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, we have reports on the agenda. We have the mayor's report.
The municipal building is moving along, as you folks can probably see. We're redoing the sidewalk both in front and on the Miller Street side. All of the interior work is still ongoing, and I think there should be asphalt soon. Snug Harbor Park, as you can see, the courts were completed on April 19th. Waterworks Pump Station, we are in the same position that we were for the North Street pump, and that we are waiting for the electric breaker panel. The skate park should be completed by Memorial Day, but that's always a weather permitting situation. The sanitary sewer projects, they are moving along, trying to get out of this little corner over here, and they've also started on North Street with the watering process. So just for your knowledge, what they do is they replace the mains, and then they go on to the next street and replace the mains, and then once they're done with the section, then they come back and do the laterals. So that's, project is probably gonna be with us for many more months. For the EV charging station at 171, we are waiting on our friends at JCPL for, conversion to, 3-phase over at the site, so they can hook up the charger to that. Everything else, it's been ordered, it's been sitting there, it's just waiting for JCP now to, set up that 3-phase. Jones Creek, we submitted a capital permit back in December for this section over here by Snug Harbor. But our permit did come through, and the county is going to do the big concrete basin over by the VFW, and that should be happening on Friday. Our friends at the county still have not given us a date as to when the Portland guardrail is going to start. Reconstruction of Bay Avenue and Marine Street, that is coming close to be going out to bid. Frank Hall Park, we saw a glimpse of the landscape architect's vision for that area. So hopefully, with the work of the landscape architect and DPW, we're going to start moving on that soon. Updates to Veterans Park, we're scaling that down a little bit, but we're still going to use that local rec grant, $75,000, to help with some upgrades there. For Overlook, we won both the grants submitted, so we're just waiting on how timely we can go out to bid for that one. For the elevated walkway on the other side of Marine Place, we are waiting to hear back from Mount Planet Space for that. We're continuing to work on a 2021 resiliency plan. We have sought out funding for both the FEMA BRIC as well as congressionally direct spending. The update we have for that one is that our senators in Washington have chosen our project for Monmouth Falls runoff and for pump station down here, and to reimagine something that actually works for the canal. So that is now going to go to the appropriations committee. So we'll see about how that happens. For the regionalization update, we met with the mediator in Atlantic Highlands on April 21. The meeting was positive, and talks are continuing, so hopefully we'll be seeing something on that soon. As Patrick mentioned, we have been doing well with getting grants. So far in 2023, we're up to $2.6 million in grants. That's all going back into the town to help drainage situations and also our open space and streets and roads. And that's all about that. We have, don't forget, for Cinco de Mayo, Fiesta de Highlands is happening on Sunday here in town. So we hope that we'll see you out there enjoying some margaritas. Saturday. Sure. Question.
I can go by it also, find a Portland Road guardrail.
Yeah.
Is it possible for us to fix it and build Middletown, but deduct it from other money to reopen?
I can certainly take that up with Mike tomorrow.
Because it's sort of up in the air.
I will make a note and we can talk to Mike tomorrow morning. And that is my report for the month of April. And I guess it's time for public portion.
The individuals wishing to address the council shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their name, address, and the group, if any, they represent. Although the council encourages public participation, it reserves the right through its presiding officer to terminate remarks and/or by any individual not keeping with the conduct of proper and efficient meeting. If any individual refuses to conduct themselves in a proper manner, they will be removed from the meeting. The council will not, during the public portion of this meeting, discuss matters involving employment, appointment, termination of employment, negotiations, terms and conditions of employment, evaluation of the performance of, promotion or discipline of any specific or prospective or current employee. There's a 3-minute time limit for your comments.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Joseph Lawrence, Junior High Athlete. I used to be nervous when we were in school. I'm not nervous anymore. I had a track record. Rough weekend for a weekend. Not the only one who had it. But I will speak to the specifics of my life. And I have to go backward to go forward. Because of the circumstances of the mudslide on my hill behind me, unfortunately, it was unnecessary. And sort of disappointing is the town's inability to enforce a stop work order and speed slow voice. We can go back to December of 21, and I'm still saying the same things that I said a year and a half ago. Unfortunately. And it's difficult. I understand. I don't want this to be confrontation. I just want to resolve the problem. This is what we're here for. We're trying to help each other. I had a couple of questions tonight, but just one thing. This town is partially responsible for what happened with the silt running. Because it was unable to enforce its rules and regulations. Two questions. One I had for Ben, and he's not here. Maybe Carolyn, maybe you can answer it. Charlie told me that he got approval for his engineered wall, and that he's trying to get on the calendar for the land use plan. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if you know.
According to the last time we spoke with Bennett, he submitted a plan, and it was denied. Correct. And as for his application to the land use board, it was deemed insufficient. So he does not have a calendar date for the land use board. He was told it was sufficient. Yeah.
It just seems to, Charlie's not able to tell me the truth. Let's just put it that way. He's supposed to come to my house tomorrow to clean up the dirt and silt and mud that's on the night. It's totally covering my whole patio. And you saw the video that I sent. I don't need to show anyone else the grounds. If anybody wants to money, take a look. I'll be able to give you a tour. He made the situation 10 times worse. This happened a year ago. Same thing. He said he was allowed to dump all of his fill material Labor Day weekend.
Right, but he was allowed to do that by freehold soil, not from the borough, and they charged us.
That's unfortunate. Yes, I did speak to freehold soil yesterday. He told me Charlie had to fix the silt fence. It's a mess. He agreed with me. He takes no responsibility for that. And he tells me that I don't want to go on too much longer. I have one question for Mr. Paul. But he told me he has limited jurisdiction over that site.
Okay.
He told me the town has much more authority over that site than he does. What he told me. He also told me the town needs to step up and scare the kids.
Okay.
Quote unquote. So I'm just relaying that.
And your question for Mr. Blank?
Legal issues regarding the implementation of the state's laws. Can you explain that to me, or is this an unfair question?
a very general question.
It's a general
Can you
question.
specify what you're asking about?
Why the town did not enforce the smoke ordinance when the engineering department said December 24th that he was in violation of the smoke and he needed to go before the land use board. And then I tried to get the town to do that. I was told that this was, they didn't have the, what was the term? No recourse.
I'll mention,
How complicated is it?
unfortunately, in municipal court, under the prior ordinance, it was unnecessarily complicated. The municipal court judge, in some instances, determined that the burden of proof was excessively high and had kicked out violations in the past. So that may have deterred some enforcement efforts. The new ordinance may or may not alleviate some of those issues, but I know in the past there were issues with enforcement.
The burden of proof is actually
Unfortunately, yes.
And that is why we made the change to the ordinance, so that it's crystal clear exactly what's happening. But we can't go back in time and hold somebody accountable to the new ordinance when it happened, when the old ordinance was in place.
However, the reason for not enforcing it, I was told, because it was under assignment originally. It was well told me that it was under assignment and couldn't enforce it. That's what I was told back, way back. And then.
Do you mean when the judge was reviewing all of the ordinances for a whole bunch of towns?
I was given another reason. So anyway, I don't want to go on any further. If enforcement occurs, the problems that I'm having, and that's pretty simple.
How you doing? Mike Antico, 88-6 Morgan Road, Island. I think, for me, I think I'm right here, for me to have speaking to us public, Joe had said, dealing with some similar issues, that he is, but it has wrecked my property again. It has totally flooded the entire downland and my neighbor's land and my other neighbor's land, and ruined a lot of things there. My question is, I didn't hear, and I think I missed it. Like, what does it mean on the consent agenda as a resolution for the, my property like C on R9? What exactly does that mean, and what are the next steps? And how do we move this forward? That's my first question.
What the resolution means is that we are hiring the engineer that has spoken with us to look at that issue that exists both on Portland Road and the property, as well as looking at, I know it's not part of the scope of this project, but it's something that's probably going to dovetail off of it, is that there are no inlets or hardly any inlets at the top of Portland Road to catch some of the streams. So what ends up happening and what happens on both Grand Tour and on Portland Road is it just becomes a huge river that comes down the Borough Street, and it goes on to your property, it goes on to the whole, pretty much everybody that lives on the streets. It'll go into those driveways and then create other issues. So we're trying to get rid of some of this by increasing both the size of the storm drains and the number of inlets that we have.
So this is the official resolution, so as about 2 weeks now, they said he was going to have that. He said
Well, he finished his concept in his head, and he's not going to do anything until we say, yes, we're going to commit funds to this. So most likely, tomorrow morning, when Nancy's back, she'll get this resolution over to Ted, and then he can send his surveyors out, and they can start making ground plans.
And do we have any understanding of how long that's going to take from, well, I guess the engineer, once the engineer is done with that plan,
then what's the next step? What's the next step in terms of getting rid of the pool?
Well, that depends, like I said earlier today when we chatted, it depends on how you want to move forward with Charlie, and how you guys are gonna decide how that work is getting done.
Okay. I mean, I would have thought, like we talked about earlier, that I think this is the towns to take on this kind of conversation.
We can't do any work on your property. We can only do work on the town's property, so that would have to go out to bid.
Okay. All right, I guess I'll wait to see the plan and then we'll go from there.
And we'll say up to date.
It doesn't seem that it's but we'll see. Thank you.
You got it?
Appreciate it.
You good? Okay, and with that, I'll close public portion.
Do you usually do a second? No? Okay.
But I will make a motion to go into executive. Thank you.
Second motion.
Councilmember Surveyor. Councilmember Gillette.
Yes.
Councilmember Melnick. Council President Olszewski. Mayor Bouillon.
Yes.
Motion carries to move to executive session.
Thank you.